John Piper with the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 11th of March, and we're starting with Bitcoin. We've got the 5 waves up. We'll discuss this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 was a bit short, could perhaps extended, but it's fairly clear now the correction has begun. And we've got an A, a B, now an extended C. Now the extended C, which may not be over yet, suggests that this is all the correction we're going to get. The bigger ABC count is probably now less likely, not totally out of the window, but less likely. So we're looking at the actual correction itself. We've got an A, B, C. I'm calling this new high here as part of the correction because of the sort of A, B, C format of it. It doesn't look very impulsive. So A, B, C for the A wave. Let's stick that back on there. Then a messy sort of A, B, C for the B wave. Now this move here is obviously quite a sharp. It looks like a C wave. It's quite hard to counterfeit. It looks like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a fifth wave. So we might see new lows here. Let me just change that count on the chart and revise that. I think maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5. So it could in fact be complete. This could be wave 1 of the next leg up. I wouldn't say that's. I mean, there's probably a 60% sort of possibility. I mean, we still might see new lows. It has done a pretty good job of. It's down below 50%, between 50% and 61.8%. Went down below our original target, which is the A equals C target. That got blown out of the water, obviously. Let's get rid of that. So I'll delete that too. Actually, doesn't serve much purpose. So if we're not at the low, I think we're near the low. So 61.8% is pretty close. It could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go a bit lower down to there. But as I say, I think we're in the ballpark now. Let's have a look at the 5-minute chart to see if there's anything interesting on the rally that we're seeing so far. Probably there isn't anything too interesting there. It looks like an ABC, clearly A, B, C, or maybe an ABC, A, B, C. So it looks like a correction, which does sort of suggest we're going to go a little bit lower, in fact. So maybe the low is going to be further down the road at this point on Bitcoin. Right, Ethereum saw the 5 waves up. We discussed that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty clear. They got a clear A down to there, a B, and the same sort of rather confused pattern we got here. Look at that; it's rather irrelevant now. As is that, and that also. So it looks like an A, B, C, A, B, and a 1, 2, 3. So again, we could see a fifth wave coming in there. Let me just put that count on the chart. I think the 61.8% level again is sort of favourite target here, 1, 3, 30 odd. That would fit in quite well. ABC, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So fairly close. That's about $100 or so. I would imagine that could happen in the next couple of days, really. But certainly within the next week for a major buying opportunity on the cryptos. At least that's what I'm expecting. All right, gold saw a fairly clear 1, 2, 3. This is a bit too impulsive looking for my liking, but I'm counting it as a 4th for the time being because that's the best fit at this point in time. Let's go down to a short-term chart to look at the action since this 4th wave, so a 5-day chart. I think we'll do it probably. No, 1 month chart. Okay. This is also not easy to count. I mean, the 1 may be to there. It could be a 1, 2 maybe, or it's quite hard to count as a 5. It's more like an ABC in fact, but then because we've got new highs here, which are slightly confusing pattern at the moment on gold. Okay, I'll stick with this count. I think this is a 1, but rather messy 1. I mean, the 1, 2 are barely visible. This is a 2, very impulsive 2, so again, question marks there. The third wave has potential here. I mean, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, third wave thrust. So that I mean, that if we see this kind of pattern, then that would sort of validate the impulsive count here. But there are question marks here, so it is debatable on what's actually happening at this point. I'd be a little bit cautious with this move at the moment, but it is the best count at the moment. That we are actually starting up an important rally. It could in fact be a third of a third. I mean, this could be one of three, two of three, and then a third of a third coming in. So it could be a pretty dramatic move on gold. It's just a question of whether just a wave count is a little bit iffy at the moment, but that is my preferred count at the moment. Right, silver's not ideal either really. We've got this 1, 2, so this would be a 3, but then the 4, if this is a 4, it's come right down below the 1, which shouldn't happen. Quite an impulsive looking move again, so getting quite a few question marks here. We have got a decent rally, well decent is quite short term rally coming in. Go down to 1 month chart. So we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly. So a fifth wave here would be encouraging. That would give us some positives, at least a positive within this rather confused pattern. Let's put that on the chart. Right, so something like this. We've got the 1 and the 2. We've got the 3 up to here. Although there's no sign of the 4 particularly. So I mean, it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all part of 3, I guess. We'll stick with this as it is for the time being, but we need to see a continuation here to confirm there is actually a 5 in place before getting too carried away with this. So we are seeing some pretty confused issues at the moment. It'll all be resolved, of course, it always is. But exactly how may be more of a question mark, I think. But I cannot see how gold and silver can sort of fail to rally. But then I guess if that's everybody's view, they'll all be in gold and silver and it can't go any higher because everybody's already in it. You see what I mean? Anyway, that's the preferred count at the moment, so I'm going to look at the equities. FTSE's fallen back fairly sharply, although it's a 200-point rally. Not huge in the scale of things, but it does tend to confirm the wave count is correct. I'm calling the regular peak here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1, A, B, C for 2, and now I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, well that actually could be part of, it could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this could be 3 down to here, this could be a fourth wave coming in. I'll put that count on the chart, 2. Okay, so the 1 goes down to here, 2 to there, that's the previous count. Now I've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 due to make the third wave, and then a 4 and a 5 to confirm that we have actually seen major peaks here, which is what I'm expecting at this point in time. I mean, ABCs can be major peaks because they can be an ABC, which is we already have perhaps, i.e. A, B, C, and then followed by another ABC, and then sort of a very sharp collapse, rather like the 87 crash perhaps. So that can happen, but a 5-wave pattern is clearer. We see that. But at the moment we've got a 1, 2, 3 with the fifth wave still to come, I think. Again, it's possible this is the 4 and 5 is already in place. So I'll just see how that develops. But looking very negative on the FTSE at the moment. Right, I'm assuming you can hear the noise in the background, which is I think the local mullah calling everybody to prayer. So apologies for that, but that's the local flavour of Tangier, I guess. I find it quite pleasant in its own way. They are quite loud sometimes. Anyway, hopefully I'm somewhat louder than they are in this recording. DAX, we've got 5 waves down to here. That's a 1, 2. Well, it looks like an ABC. We'll call that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to there. Let me just adjust that count. So we repeat that. 1, 2. That's what's really impulsive. I mean, it could be 2 to there, but then we haven't got 5 waves down from this point here. I mean, they're mainly adjusting, I suppose, but at the moment I've got a ABC 2. So that should be an impulsive move, shouldn't it? But it's not at the moment. So I'm calling that a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So we're looking for a fourth wave rally, although this may not be complete yet. So anyway, we are heading down. I think this is the beginning of a major move, as I've been saying for a while now. On the Dow, with a continuation of the original decline, so we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That could be one be 1, A, B, C, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Again, this could all be part of 3, so that may need to be adjusted, but I think, again, I think an impulsive decline has begun. We've got a major decline here, which will be with us for, well, certainly months, maybe years, I think. Anyway, I'll just adjust the count on the chart. Right, so I put an alternative count here, so I'm calling this 1, which is 5 waves down, ABC 2, that's pretty clear actually. I'm calling this as a 3, so I'm looking for a sort of I think there's a small bounce there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 4 and a 5. But this may be the complete 5, it may need to be adjusted, but if it's the complete 5 or the complete 3, then we're going to do a bounce anyway, so the next important part is, actually I suppose this could continue, in fact, if it's either a 3 or a 5. But once we see the low here, then obviously a bounce is due at that point. Similar pattern on the Nasdaq, got the 5 waves down, so that's 1, A, B, C, 2. This is, I think, the 3rd wave coming in. I mean, alternative count would be that it's an A, and a B, and a C. I think that's unlikely at this point, I have to say. I could be wrong, of course, but I think this is an impulsive decline starting up. So I'll put revise the count on there. It is, of course, important not to have a closed mind to these things. So, this could be an ABC, and I'll be alert to evidence that it is an ABC. But my expectation is that we're going to see 5 waves down. And even if it is an ABC, then I think it's just an A with a B. As I said before, ABCs can be pretty dynamic when they want to be. But this is a 5. With an ABC, it tends to be a 3-part decline to start with. We've got a 5 here. So the 5 wave count for the whole thing is more likely, I think. That's all for today. If anything's useful, please feel free to email me or anything if you have any questions. Always happy to discuss anything in the next video, or more directly, reply more promptly. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.